Hello, and welcome back to Tifosi Time. This is episode 68, coming to you live on Twitch and YouTube, 9 p.m. Eastern, New York time. We're also available on everywhere podcasts are available. This is the soccer, your weekly Serie A podcast that one recent reviewer described as nearly unwatchable. That's right, nearly. I said nearly. So we are coming on, guys. I'm Frank. Say hello, fellas.
Hey, I'll take that quote.
Well, eventually I'm going to start reading the real reviews, but mine are way funnier, so screw it. But welcome aboard, everyone. I'm here with Dan, Chris, and Pietro. Can you hear us, Pa, or no?
Yeah.
All right, good. I didn't hear him say.
He's just disinterested.
He's just disinterested. Yeah. All right. So for those of you guys listening, then you know we are in the last show before the second half of the Serie A season kicks back off, where there's actually something to talk about. But in the meantime, one of the more exciting parts of the mid-season kicked off today in terms of the transfer market. So, fellas, I think we start there. We talk about the transfer window opening up today, and I don't know, discuss that a little bit, and then we'll go on to our mid-year game that we talked about in the last couple of weeks. How's that sound?
Sure.
Yeah, we'll try to only talk about reliable sources because there's sources. Poot's in the chat. We'll try to only talk about reliable sources because there's a lot of stupid stuff that floats around. So
I like the stupid stuff.
The stupid stuff. Some of the stuff is really stupid.
Really dumb.
So does anyone have any transfers that they want to talk about right off the bat? That is Italian, related to the Italian league.
So far, there is Rovella go to Cagliari. No, Rovella, Lovato.
Yes.
Lovato on loan from Atalanta to Cagliari. Yes.
Which is a good move for both.
Which is a good move for them because having him sit there and not play. I think we talked about this a little bit last week. We kind of said with your defense, it's so bad for him not even get a shot. I'm a little surprised at that, but Gasperini likes more experienced players sometimes in defense.
Yeah, Atalanta, they get Boga, which is a great signing, but they have tons of offense. You should probably get a defender.
I want to say something about I like Lovato, right? But Baldwin, he wants to save himself. He just get rid of Godin and Caceres.
Well, they were having issues with the team.
Yeah, but that were the case of the point they made. That they were not the case.
No, I wonder. I don't know why.
You don't know what was happening behind the scenes. They're having issues with that with people, behind the scenes.
They have issue with Baldwin, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
They were probably two of the more outspoken players, probably, right? So if they were creating problems, I'm sure they were the ones kind of speaking up.
Well, they're the older players, so if anyone's going to talk, it's going to be them.
What else we have? There are Juventus rumors. I know you guys want to get to those.
That's a rumor.
So
talk about the deal.
Yeah, done deals. Any other confirmed deals that you guys can think of?
Done.
One guy went to Rome, I think, eighth. I don't know the name.
From Manchester United, right?
Yes, I don't know.
Has that been confirmed? That Niles, the midfielder?
I don't think it's confirmed, but it's like $500K loan or something that's going to happen. I think.
I don't know if it's confirmed.
The Venezia move, was that finalized?
There is a Cagliari bought another one for $500,000.
Goldeniga, yeah.
And Dan and Chris talked about this, right? Like they expected Genoa and Cagliari to be like some of the.
Goldeniga is good.
Goldeniga is a solid player. He can help the team try and just stay afloat.
Once Juventus aboard there, he never played. They never played.
Cagliari and Genoa are both making noise. Cuisance, Venezia signed. I think I'm pronouncing his name right. He signed the midfielder from where did he play? Bayern.
Right now, Venezia need the doctor more the player. They have about 5 with COVID.
Yeah,
I feel like that's every team though, man.
Yeah, a lot of teams have been hit with COVID. Mm-hmm. Genoa is in the rumblings of buying a couple players. Our boy Piontek is possibly rumored to come back. Yeah, Piontek. Remember Piontek?
Yeah, they did the test after. Well,
yeah, he had the one good year with Milan for sure, right?
No, with Genoa.
With Genoa, yeah. And then Milan bought him, he stunk. But couldn't you see him going back and really helping their team?
Listen, they need it. They need all the help they can get. So you might as well take a chance on him. He played really well for you once.
Listen, he was really informed that year. Like he showed a lot, and then all of a sudden he just was not continuous at all. Like is he? I think he's probably in the middle of those two things, right?
Yeah. Let's talk about Napoli because there's a couple moves that they have. They have a defender, Tuanzebe, on loan for $500,000. That's most likely going to go through from Manchester United, which they need defense. They need backup. So that's a decent move. And then the big one is everyone's talking about, which we didn't mention this last week, and it was people were talking about it, Insigne to Toronto. Do we mention this last week?
I think we might have, but it got a lot more.
It's getting a lot more, headway. And
but did you see it? Jovinko was in Toronto.
Yeah.
And like he said, don't go. Because you see, when Jovinko accepted Toronto, he was at the margin of Juventus.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing. He's still captain in there.
Yeah.
I agree.
This is clearly.
Remember one thing. Once Insigne go in Toronto.
Yeah, his national team is going to go.
Forget.
Yeah, well, this is clearly a money move. This is the only reason he's doing it.
No, it's the only reason but Insigne will go there and he may be able to stay on the national team another year or two afterward.
I don't think so.
No, I think he will because it's happening in June. It's not.
Yeah, because he's not going to forget how to play in a year. But when you go 2-3 years out playing in Toronto, he's going to lose his spot.
If he leave in January, he start to play with the Toronto. Don't show. He's
not leaving in January.
He's leaving in June. He's staying the season. But if he leaves and for the World Cup, if you guys are saying that, like, does he get a spot on the World Cup roster next winter?
I don't know. You see, I don't understand one thing though. Christopher used to say it's money stuff, right?
100%.
100%. And one like Insigne gonna find some better team than Toronto.
They're rumored to pay him almost $12 million a year.
Yeah.
What?
It's a lot of money.
Almost
$12 million a year.
But let's just say an English team, right?
Yeah.
An English team would offer $7 million.
They're not.
Where would you go?
Well, first of all, $7 million versus 12 is $5 million.
But what I would go?
If I'm going for money, I'm going to Toronto.
Who's offering that?
No one's offering that. Yeah.
No. Who's offering that? Have you heard something?
I think the team would probably give Insigne $6 to $7 million. I think he would end up
5, 6. All the interplayer, Brozovic, everybody, they get to sue at the 5-6 million.
Yeah, I think he would end up.
He's not worth than them.
No, I think he would get him out, but that's what I'm saying. Toronto's overpaying for that amount.
This is a 4 or 5 year contract, $12 million a year. That's $60 million.
$60 million.
Maybe the reason is just about it. That's it.
That is the reason, right?
I mean, honestly, I would be mad if he turned that down. Like, you're an idiot. Go.
Right, because if you look at it this way, he's not going to go to another Italian league. He's born in Napoli. He's from there. He's not going to go turn his back on them that way.
So
he's going to go somewhere else.
He either has to go somewhere in Europe outside of Italy, which he probably doesn't want to do, honestly. And it's not. So he's like, all right, I'm going to go either stay here or I'm going to go make double the amount of money.
And Toronto has a lot of Italians there. Like, they're building a culture. Like,
but I don't understand. I don't understand the one thing, though. I keep on understand. De Laurentiis, right, which is the president, Napoli president, right? He's making now $4.5 million. He want to drop it to 2.5 or 3 million.
How disrespectful is that? Why?
That's a bullshit. But he doesn't have to understand this in 3-4 years. For 4 years, the rest of 3-4 years, you want to give us some good.
How old is he now? Is he 29?
He's 30.
30.
But you have to look at it as you're paying for what you're going to get, not what you already
got.
But I don't agree with that, man. He's the captain, and he's been amazing the last few years.
That's what I was going to say, Chris. 100%.
It's worth $1.5 million. Come on.
But here's the thing: if you're another team and you're buying him, you pay for what you're going to get, right? Yes. So you don't want to pay. But when you're Napoli and he's been the captain and he's been the one player there, you want to say, "Oh, at 30, I'm going to cut your salary." Not 33.
If you make a difference, like the same thing, Juventus, Bernardeschi, Juventus want to renovate with after the salary, and that's understandable.
Yeah,
because he's a
but Insigne did this dude.
Yeah, Insigne has been. Yeah, I mean, you can't compare Bernardeschi to Juventus to Insigne to Napoli. You can't do that. And it's one thing if he was 32 33 and say, look, I'm going to give you a 2-3-year contract. You're going to be 35. You retire here.
Yeah.
The guy's 30.
Yeah, no, he definitely has a couple more good years in him.
Yeah, 100%.
But you see, the president should do. It's a theory, right? He should offer the last 4 years of his career, right? Let's go, and the last year, go drop the salary.
De-escalating where it drops down.
De-escalate, start with 5, 4, 3, 2.
I mean, they took a stance and they're not budging. So I mean, it looks like he's going. I mean, they're all meeting in Italy.
He should go.
He should.
Listen, now you're talking 3 million versus 12. I mean, 4 times the amount of money.
No one's going to turn that down.
4 times, Frank. 4 times by 4 is 16.
Yeah. It's tons of money. No one
by
falls.
16. It's almost $48 million.
8 by 5, 32.
Plus bonuses.
You offer 3 million, 12, 20 million more.
Yeah, more. Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm sure we'll hear something more in the next couple of weeks about that finalizing and all that.
And Toronto, I think Toronto will try to close it because they have that history of bringing in Italian players, right?
Yeah.
With DeVaio.
I read some Toronto people, they went to Napoli already.
Yeah, they're already there. They're going to meet in person.
Yeah.
So I think it's stupid if you don't sign with Toronto. Very stupid.
Yeah, I mean, the only discussion, right, is like, let's face it, he's not going to win a Champions League with Napoli.
No,
right?
not gonna win
This year he probably figures I'll stay the year. If we can win the league, great. If it doesn't happen this year, it's not going to happen.
Even if he wins the Coppa Italia or even the Scudetto, he doesn't pay 20 million.
No.
So that's basically Napoli. Other things do you guys want to touch on? How about Lukaku? You guys want to talk about Lukaku for a little bit?
So Lukaku is, I haven't been following too closely, but he's unhappy.
They say Lukaku say that he wants to go back to Inter. Already some people say from Inter, where he come for? We don't need him.
Yeah, the Ultras said no, we don't want him. He's not welcome back. We don't want him.
Well, good. He'll end up playing for Juventus then or Milan.
No, he wants.
Right.
But he did say he appreciated Italy a lot. So you'd be surprised.
Yeah.
And then he say they made a peace with Tuchel, Chelsea.
Yeah.
It's done already. This guy is going to go to Tottenham next year.
You think he's going to
go play with Conte? He's going to go play with Conte. Yeah, he is.
It's going to be very hard for Chelsea to sell.
It'd be hard for Chelsea to make that deal. Agreed.
Because you see, Tottenham as Kane. He can sell Kane and can buy him.
I don't think that's happening.
Well, listen, don't you believe that Conte would try to make that happen? And Lukaku would want to play again for Conte? I think.
If I'm Chelsea, I'm not doing that.
No, Chelsea's going to try to avoid selling him at all in the Premier League.
But if you're Tottenham, why would you do that? Would you rather have Kane than Lukaku? I'd rather have Kane. Why wouldn't you just keep him?
They're both good. They're both good. And Kane.
But listen to me. If Lukaku play like he played with Inter, he scored like he scored with Inter, it's good for Tottenham.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, they're both awesome.
Because if they have money, they can keep Kane and Lukaku both, and then they make the team.
I don't know how well they would play together though. Kane.
No, because Kane is more mezzala than the center forward.
I know, but still, they still want to be the one finishing. It's going to be a lot of space that they're going to be running into each other.
I think it was all just a lot of talk for the weekend, but nothing's really going to come of it. He's not going on loan. He's not getting moved. He's gonna have to suck it up and play at Chelsea. And hopefully for him, he gets playing time and he can show that he's good. Because
I don't think anything's happening this offseason, but would you be surprised if in the summer or next year he ends up leaving? He's already unhappy.
Yeah. But like Daddy said, he already talked to Tuchel and they've kind of made up. I'm hearing it's more. There's a few players that are pissed at him, like Jorginho and shit. So he's gonna have to There's locker room issues, I think.
The spogliatoio, the locker room, they don't like what you say. He missed the Inter.
I can say since there was no Italian soccer this week, I watched Chelsea versus Liverpool. Man, Chelsea could have used a center forward that game. Their center forward, Havertz, was terrible. They could have used a big
Havertz is I think Havertz is overrated.
So I think that was a wrong move by Tuchel. I know he had to send a message, but not even to dress the guy was a little rough. And they could have definitely used him.
What are you talking about? I think the Chelsea forward, I like Arts, come si chiama? The American,
Mount and Pulisic played decent. Havertz did nothing. Not that this is an English.
Yeah, but we're not saying that he's bad. I'm saying he's not as good as Lukaku.
No.
Yeah, he could have been used. That's all I'm saying this weekend.
Yeah, but Frank, we have to say what it is. If you do remember, when Lukaku was playing with Inter was playing different than he played today. He was to play long ball to him.
Yeah.
Chelsea doesn't play long ball to him.
Yeah, they play different styles, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are. You guys want to talk about Juventus quickly? Just the rumors and everything.
Let's talk a little bit about Juventus rumors. So the first rumor is basically out of this rumor that Morata has made it known he wants to go to Barcelona. Supposedly he has a deal with them.
Well, no, so Morata has agreed to go there if that's what.
It's supposed Barcelona doesn't have even the 5 million to give Juventus.
It's not about the 5 million. I think they would just save money on the 5 million that they had to pay for the loan.
Yeah.
Okay. So Atletico owns Morata still. Atletico is willing to move him to Barcelona. Juventus will not. They will get rid of Morata as long as they get a forward in replacement. They have yet to find a forward in replacement. That's why nothing has happened.
Yeah.
Now I was.
But if Barcelona doesn't give 5 million to Juventus,
they
say Morata doesn't go nowhere. Because that's the point. Juventus already have over the million he did.
Yeah.
So you need another half and to save 35 million next
year. They would have to pay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They would have to pay.
Well, that's the thing. They have to pay the second half. It's not really so Juventus is saving the 5 million plus Morata's contract. That's really all they have for the second half of the year.
But they need a replacement.
But here's the thing where again we can debate are they well run or not run well, right? You need a plan. So here's all I'm gonna say. And I know I criticize them a lot. If you've already said you made it known we have no we do not plan on taking you next year, right? For $35 million, right?
Which is a good move.
We all said, right?
You shouldn't even say it.
You shouldn't say it. But once you say it, but now you're I'm not willing to get rid of you for the second half of the year and bring on somebody else. It makes no sense. What are you really trying to accomplish?
No, you've only demotivated Morata.
They hope in his professionality.
Yeah. Morata will play. If you keep him, he'll play. But my point is, as a team, what are you trying to do? If you've already said this is not the 9, the style of 9 we need, and you already say it's a gap in our team, we need more goals, right? And then let's say you have an Icardi who was one of the rumors that you could loan him for half a year, right? Why would you do that?
I personally think they're on the wrong track because instead of Morata, I would play on Keane to get rid of.
Well, Kane, you're stuck with. Good luck with that.
What are you stuck? It's just,
Kane, you have an obligation to buy for $38 million.
Is it an obligation? I don't think that's true.
It's an obligation to buy.
I don't think that's true.
If it is a publication, they're stupid.
It's an obligation to buy. Everything I've seen, that's why they've been made fun of. It was an option to buy Morata. It's an obligation to buy Keane for $38 million.
It's not $38 million, Frank.
Go look it up. I've been literally watching Italian YouTube shows the entire time, and they're making fun of him for that exact money.
Oh, that is right now.
That is really dumb, then.
And that's where they were saying that if it's not an obligation, then fine. But the way I understand it is they kind of panicked. Ronaldo left with 2 days left to go. And they said, okay, let us loan Kane, and then they're obligated to buy him for the 35.
Yeah, well, they went for the familiar. They were used to,
which is ridiculous because the guy is worth $12 million. So good luck with him. You're stuck with him. If that's the deal, you're never getting rid of Kane. He's yours. You've already screwed that.
That's a waste.
That's a waste. If that's the deal, I hope you guys tell me I'm wrong. But everything I've been seeing, that's the deal. That the deal is, and that's what's holding up Icardi. It's not that they don't want him for 6 months. They want to open up the option because they want Vlahovic next year.
That's a waste. You know what? It's a waste, 100%. Because once they know Ronaldo's going to leave, they don't go to Kane. Come on.
Exactly.
You go to every bar, but not Kane.
Well, that's the point about, do they know what they're doing? Do they have a plan, or do they overreact?
They don't.
Because
they've proven that they don't know what they're doing.
Because Icardi, right? I don't. So the producer's saying obligation to buy $28 million. Okay, $10 million less. To me, it's still an overpay, but it's better than 30.
When you spend the $10 million, it's a lot for you.
Yeah, they paid. 38 including bonuses. There you go. So, and plus they paid this year money to loan him. Right? So anyway, that mistake has already happened. Those people should be fired just for that. But anyway, my thing is the reason Icardi is not on the team right now is because not that they don't think he can't help the second half of the year. Atletico, PSG, they want the obligation. Juventus says we want the option because they want Vlahovic.
Yeah,
Besides that, there is a two, because over here there is a mixed feeling. Because Icardi, they know he's going to do 15 goals.
Yeah.
But then you know the story for Icardi.
With the wife and everything.
With the wife, you know.
But that's the point.
They're not convinced.
That's right. That's
if people, what are you explain the wife they're saying?
They want more to do porno than anything else.
PSG is said to want to shed about $100 million. So Icardi would be part of that. Gain 30 from him or whatever it is. Icardi and his wife are a big headache. If people don't know that, they are more celebrities than they're celebrities plus the soccer. So it's a big headache and not a lot of it turns everyone off.
They're always all over social media. There's questions about is his head really in the game or in the being an influencer, that type of nonsense.
It's a valid question.
But here's the thing. I think here's the funny part, and you guys all said it. There's not a question whether or not I think if Icardi comes, he scores 15 goals in the second half of the year, which is exactly what Juventus needs, by the way. But I agree with them. If it's going to be an obligation where you then can't go buy Vlahovic, you don't take him.
Nope, you don't take it.
You don't take it. Obligation, you don't take it.
You don't take
the same page.
If he changes completely,
yes,
he does. He act like a player. Maybe they get him. And Vlahovic bought
right, or he's your backup plan, right? You can't if let's say Vlahovic gets paid more money somewhere else and you can't get him, now you can go and claim Icardi. It makes sense to me, but otherwise you lock yourself into a deal just like you locked yourself in with Kane at 38 million plus bonuses that locks you out from what you really want to do. And I agree, and he's 30 years old or 31, whatever he is. He's going to be 30, I think, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. So,
but Frank, nowadays the contract is 3-4 years. What do you want?
I think
you give another contract to 3-4 years. It's 34 still.
You can do it, but he's high paid. And my point is, I think I agree, though. I want Vlahovic. I'm going to not put obstacles my own way. Yeah. I'm not going to spend money I don't have.
No.
So I get that. But the point is, so let's say they say, okay, we can't replace Morata. PSG won't give us the option. I still think they should try to find a number 9 or someone that can get them 10 or 15 goals in the second half of the year in some fashion. I know they're not easy to get.
Yeah, but you see, Frank, they decide is it going to be a deal or not going to be a deal. They don't ever have to play behind good like a card. All right, so that's the way. Keep Morata, whatever. This year go with Morata. So the 35 million we save not to get Morata, right? We put everything for Vlahovic.
I agree. If Vlahovic isn't the name coming across your way, I don't want it. Just keep it the way it is.
Yeah, no, that's why I got excited. Like if they could make the move where they let Morata go to Barcelona, a team he wants to go to, and you can get Icardi just for 6 months with no obligation, then I think it solves one of your problems, right? You get that bomber, that the guy who's going to put the ball in the net for the second half of the year. It doesn't box you into anything you don't want to do or you can't get Vlahovic, and it kind of is good for everybody.
Yeah, I think we agree. If it's a loan, that's fine. But like you guys said, if it's going to block you from Vlahovic, you got to try at least.
To block the 35 million.
Yeah, no. Listen, you already wasted your chance. If you didn't have 28 plus bonuses going to Keane, won't you feel a lot better about getting Vlahovic next year?
Yeah.
Right? That's money that's being pissed out the window. For what?
Vlahovic, we have a problem because Vlahovic is good. He wants to come into Juventus. But at the same time, he wants money. He's the procuratore wants money.
I don't see.
Wants money. I don't know if Juventus has the power to do all this.
So here's the thing with Juventus, and this is where you have to somewhat know where you have to overspend. Vlahovic is 21 years old, right? If you want to say in their head, they go, okay, we want to play Vlahovic 6 million, 7 million. Let's say another team goes, no, we're going to give you 11. Right? To me, I make the thing and said, listen, I can't go to 11, but I can get you to 7.5, 8 million.
Frank,
but listen to me. Wait, let me finish. because you're going to get him. He's going to play 3-4 years for you, and then you're going to sell him and make money at 25 years old. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah,
like
Frank,
that's smart.
no, Frank, we have one thing for Juventus so far. The guy, rightly, he chose Juventus.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if everything is set with the money, the best choice is to go to Juventus, because with Juventus you can reach the top, even you can win the golden. ¿Cómo se dice?
Yeah.
Golden
Boot,
d'Or.
yeah.
But you go to somebody else, England, you're not going to be like.
There's other teams that can offer that too, though, right? Like the other teams that are involved, they're not small teams.
Yeah, but small team, Arsenal, whatever, all this thing you compare with Juventus.
No, but there's also other big teams. I mean, isn't there a rumor that even
when he has over 30 goals at the end of the season, every team's going to want him.
Yeah.
So just wait, it's going to be.
He's 21 years old and it's going to be going off his second season. My point is, if you're going to overinvest, invest in an asset that's going to pay you back. A 21-year-old forward who's now going on his second season of being one of the best forwards in the league, right? Who you could win with, keep for 10 years, or you can keep for 5 years, win with, and then sell him.
In the meantime, they have another problem because they decided to drop the salary to everybody.
Yeah.
So they go with those salary. That's why they might sell the lead. They might sell the ball.
Well, and again, I would go with that this is really, is it a problem of paying Delit that's your problem, or is the problem of paying 10 players that suck double what they're worth?
That's the problem. $6 million a year.
Yeah. But no, that's beside. Yeah. But remember when we sold Zidane, we got a 3-4 Parma, 3-goal player, and we sell the lead and we get a 3-goal player. I don't know if I'm talking about what I'm talking about.
No, I'm saying that, but I'm saying you can't limit yourself to a Vlahovic or certain players because you go, now all of a sudden we only want to pay $3 million when you're paying Ramsey 15, right?
No.
That's the problem. You got scrubs in your team that are making the money.
No, because you say because to be Vlahovic, you pay Ramos 7.5, right? 7. You want to give me $80 million at least.
What do you want to give me? Exactly. All right. So that's the problem.
we have to move on from that. Just really quickly, a couple other transfers. Genoa, we didn't mention. Marinchuk from Atalanta on loan, probably going to happen also. So they get another midfielder. And then Samir is leaving Udinese to go to Watford. I think that's the owner that owns Watford, right? So it's
where do you go, Samir?
Samir is going to England, Watford.
I saw that. And Icon, they made official on Fiorentina.
Icone, yeah.
But that's another thing. It's about money, Dan. What do you think of these people in Udinese? What do they think you make? 400,000, 500,000?
I think isn't the Udinese owner the same owner as Watford? Doesn't he own both teams? I think that's just like a quick little move that he did over there. Like he does that to like balance books and stuff. I'm pretty sure. So
even though it's across leagues.
Well, just so for the values and all that kind of stuff. I'm like 95% sure he owns both of those teams.
Yeah. I don't know which other team, but you own another team.
Yeah, it's Watford, I'm pretty sure. All right, so that's it on the transfers. I'm sure there'll be more next week. What I want to get into the meat of what the episode is going to be was our challenge, which, was stupid. Reddit, I tried to post this challenge on Reddit, and the moderators don't let you do anything. Like, you post it, they're like, no, this is taken down. So last year I got like 30 responses, and it was really fun. And this year I couldn't get it posted anywhere, so it was really annoying.
That's kind of crazy. How is it spam?
I don't know. I typed in like an article worth of shit, and they were like, "Nope, this is spam." I'm like, all right, fuck it. Well, that's Reddit. Jesus Christ. So I don't have other people's to look at. And
That's fine. That's fine. They'll have to be happy laughing at ours.
This is just a play. If they want to play, they play.
Yeah, so for anyone's listening for the first time, this is a challenge that we do once a year. Basically, at the halfway mark, what we do is we create our own team to see if we can challenge for the Scudetto.
And we stay with the rule.
I'm going to list the rules. So you choose one player from each team, not currently in the top 4. So you can't pick someone from Inter, Napoli, Milan, or Atalanta. You have to include a coach in your selection. You can choose your own formation, and your bench has to include one forward, one midfielder, one defender, one goalie. So we each made a team, and we're going to go over it now and make fun of each other and see who has the best team.
So essentially,
you
16.
You forgot to say you have to take a whole 16 team left.
Yeah, 16. Yeah, exactly. 16
Didn't I?
players.
One per team.
One person each from the 16 teams.
Didn't I say that? I'm pretty sure.
You did. Yeah,
Listen,
you did.
don't listen to him. He had Ribery in goal 2 minutes ago.
Dom,
I left the fire already.
Dom, do you want to throw up the other screen? I don't know how we're going to do this.
I put the bench. I didn't put on the spot.
All right, we're going to see. I'm sure your team's going to be terrible. So where's the screen with all our teams and our formations and stuff? Here we go. If you can see that, if you're watching, if not, we will talk about it. So really quickly before we start, I believe every single.
Wait, Dominic, you make sure after all this player we got it, they belong to one on each team.
Yeah, we follow the rules.
I follow the rules. Don't worry. I know who's on which team. I think that we will all have a few of the same. Every single one of us will have at least 2 players that are exactly the same on this team.
So, and I will say, for those of you guys that have never done a challenge like this, it's pretty fun, and it's challenging in the sense of you end up sacrificing certain players. Like I know I did as we do this. People that I penciled in first on my roster that I definitely want this guy ended up not being on it because there was other options and other positions on certain teams. And other teams, you end up going, well, this is literally the only person I would take.
Yeah.
Right. So
this was tough. This was very tough.
So it was hard, but it was fun. So I'm sure there will be crossover. To your point,
I just want to laugh. So let's get started.
I don't remember my team. Also, can I say that I did mine like 2 weeks ago, and I at that point I thought it was draft number 1, and I never redrafted. And I don't remember who's on my team. So
excuses are starting already.
No. Listen, and none of us have seen. And none of us have seen. None of us have seen the other person's team.
So, real quickly, before we do start, quick poll: Frank? Who do you think's got the worst team?
Daddy.
Dan.
Frank.
Oh,
yeah, I'm going with Daddy. Daddy, what do you think? Who's got the worst team?
I think I'm the best.
Well, who do you think's got the worst?
The worst.
The worst is going to be Frank.
2-2. Dom, how we started this? Oh, look, Pooh in the chat says Dan has the best team already. She hasn't even seen it.
Putana, what do you know about Danny? Danny's the best.
She's actually seen my team, but it's all right.
I see.
All right, we're going to start with our coaches. Again, if you pick a coach from this team, you can't pick a player from this team.
They're all being unblinded.
Go left of my coach. What's the left you do?
So we reveal the coaches. Yeah, and I'll tell them. So we have Frank. You picked Juric from Torino.
Dominic, you didn't change the coach for me.
What do you mean?
I said Colantonio. You put him out.
Oh, wait, is he the head coach? How are we messed up already? This is impossible.
Hey, this guy, he don't listen.
Wasn't he respelling it as we were on the phone?
I was spelling.
Okay, he'll change it. So Juric for Torino for Frank. I picked Tudor from Verona. Chris picks. How do you say his name? I forgot.
Oriello?
For Empoli. Are you kidding me? They're in the 8th place.
Andreo.
Yeah, it's spelled wrong.
He spelled it wrong.
Andreo.
Oh, you picked his first. Why'd you just put his first name? That's what I'm.
Andreo.
Andreoli from Empoli.
I did not.
And wait, hold on, Pietro. You picked Spezia as head coach.
I put Salernitana, Colantonio.
They're in last place.
Salernitana is head coach, the one that just got the job. He's your head coach.
Yeah, because it's the only one left for my team.
Can you explain? So that's your reasoning? That was the only thing you had to say?
Yes, I got to put it together for my team.
So you're saying your team is so good you don't even need a head coach?
You don't need a coach. You're just
that's what I think. Coach count to 20%.
Well, I can tell you right now, your coach is terrible. Your team is the worst so far.
So your team is going. You just said a coach counts 20%, and you're just like, we don't even need that 20%. We're just good. I love
awful.
it.
That's awful.
Change to Colantonio Monte next time. It's going to be fire.
Colantonio, whatever his name is.
You could put
and this from a guy who coached his whole life. By the way, he just doesn't even think the position's important. This happened last year too.
Well, you think the coach is very important?
I
Of
do.
course.
Yes.
Why would
Yes.
the, how
At
the coach
some
not be
team,
important?
at some team. For example, you got a Juric and you got a Tudor. That can do 30% instead of 20 because of the team they have.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well,
We have
That's it.
Frankie and I have solid coaches. You
We have
can't say
solid
anything
coaches.
bad about our
I'm
coaches.
going to defend my coach. No one expected them to do anything, and they're playing really well. So
And
I'm
your coach,
defending my pick.
Cristo, your coach name is Andreoli.
I know. I put the full name, and Don put the first name up there. What do you want?
what a producer! Nicely produced.
All right, so that's our coaches so far.
Putina says she picked the Bologna coach in the crowd.
She picked Mihailovic as her
Yep.
coach. Okay.
That's
Yeah,
good. That's good.
That's a good coach. That's a good coach.
Dom,
So I will say one thing though. So props to Tudor. I thought about him for a while. I went with Juric, so I have to say it's his second team. So he did go to Verona. He's in Torino. I don't know. I feel like coach wise, Empoli is still a first time wonder. I feel like I put the most importance on coach.
I think your coach is a very solid pick.
Dominic,
Out of all coaches, you have the best coach.
But just, I agree. Frank does have the best coach. But let's see if he picked a team that like fits that style.
Well,
Like,
yeah.
guarantee
I think
you-
I did. I
you
think I
did
did. I think I did.
All right.
We'll see.
All right, now Dom, what are we doing? I know you're changing stuff right now. What are we doing with the next reveal? Are we starting with the goalies now? All right, so I'll read off all the goalie reveals.
I thought the person who picked it was gonna.
All right, then fine. Whoever he reveals, then you tell us who your coach is.
So I went with Cronio.
Cranio, who's on Coyote, and
Yep.
what's your reasoning?
So I mean, I think so. Again, like a lot of this is comparing to who other players on the team, your options you want. I've always been a big Cronio fan. I think he's very solid. I think he can make the spectacular save at times.
Get a lot of goal.
Yeah, because his teams usually suck.
Hey,
Well,
he's
so-
not gonna win.
So really quickly, like I agree with you. I like Cranio, but like he's not having a good season.
Well, no, listen, he's not having the best season.
Shots. What do you want the guy to do?
But exactly, like, you know, it's like, okay, I get 10 shots, 3 went in. All right, well, you made 7 saves.
Anyway, you have to put the thing, the player that you believe that they could play for championship.
I guess.
Doesn't matter if they play with the Cagliari or.
So I guess my main point is I don't think Cronio cost you a championship on a good team. I think he
Oh,
can
I
be
agree.
serviceable.
You could win a title with him goalie.
I and that point, right? So I think I believe in him enough to be like, all right, I got a good goalie in that.
Yep.
He's not Buffon in the prime, but he's not Chesney versus Udinese either.
Yeah.
Right? So
Dom, reveal mine. I think you're doing mine next. I also picked Cranio. Really, the only question mark for me is really his injuries. You know, if he gets a big injury, then I'm screwed and I got to use my backup goalie. But he's more than capable of leading a team. Chris, what about yours?
So just really quick, this is my weakest position. Just to give you a heads up.
The excuses from these guys. Oh my God.
But I went with Silvestri,
that's not that bad. That's not that bad.
Okay.
That's just not a bad coach.
which is
Not a
solid,
bad goalie.
and I do think he is my weakest spot on this team.
I don't think
You can live with him.
he's experienced. I think he's underrated. I don't think he's bad. I
Yeah,
don't think it's a
Yeah.
goalie.
I thought your goalie was going to be much worse when you were telling me
Yeah.
the other day.
saying, and I thought
Like
you picked
who?
Chesney.
All right, now reveal Pietro's.
Audero.
Also good selection.
solid. Ball.
Odero's also a good goalie.
From Sam, and I think he's having a poor year in my eyes. By the way, I don't.
Oh, you think he's having a poor year?
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't think.
yeah. What are you talking
I think he's having a good year.
I don't think he's playing. as
Audero
good
is
as
going
last
to
year.
put here. What are you talking
Yeah, I don't think he's played as good as previous years. But he's a good goalie. He's not.
He's
bad.
a good goalie. I mean, I don't think any of us did bad in goal, to be honest with
I
you.
don't think so either. I think you can. I think all those picks are legit.
I will tell you though, you'll see that there's a theme of youth on my team.
Okay.
So even though it's about the championship, it's really about like who I would want to build a team with.
I
So
think I got the best.
this guy just jumps to the bat. All right, well, I don't know.
Who's revealing next and what position?
Left
So
back.
all our formations look like they have 4 defenders, and
Yeah, we
so
all
we're gonna. yeah.
have a 4-5-1 basically. So he has Farioni from Hellas Verona as his right back.
Okay, talk to us about it. Why'd you pick him?
Because one is the best. He's one of the best.
I agree. He's very, very.
He's good. He is good. I can't really hate on that pick, especially coming from Verona, right, where they had certain play. I mean, Rona has some players to choose from, but
Then I got to delete.
no, you're going ahead. Would you relax? We're doing
one at a time.
Why you stuck with me anyway?
Because he's going back and forth like a snake.
Go ahead, Chris. Who's yours? You're right back.
I think it's Singo. I think. If
Wait, he's not even he's gonna make us guess because I really don't remember, to be honest.
Singo from
right to wing, you put a fullback.
No, he can play wing back. What are you talking about?
You have to put a fullback.
So Singo from Torino, Chris has him at fullback, which he can play fullback. He's
an attacking fullback.
Yeah. Oh, we're going offense. We are not worrying about defense.
I did similar to Chris, so don't worry.
Yeah, I think he's excellent, and he's going to be sold pretty shortly for a lot of money.
Yeah. I really like Singo. I think he's a really good player. I can't fault you on that one. Chris's team is not looking bad so far. Dom, I picked. You guys are going to laugh at me. Well, you guys are going to question this one, but I believe if you would reveal, I picked Hickey. Even though he plays on the left side, he can also play on the right side. So I have Hickey from Bologna, who is an up-and-coming defender. And
I'm not a huge Hickey fan.
He can provide some offense.
No, that's it. I got on the left.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Is he can play both sides. That's why I put him there.
I'm not going to argue with that because I think he's another one that's going to get sold for a lot of money.
Yep, they just bought him, and they're gonna make more than double what they paid for him.
Yeah.
Frank?
Right.
So I went experience. One of the few positions here. I went. I think Dan's gonna love him. Andreva.
Andreva from Samp. You can't put him at defense though.
Yes, you can.
So
what are you talking about?
You put a good defense. What
are you talking about? I can't put him at defense.
He plays back there. Though.
He plays back there. Absolutely, he can.
Andreva's played right wing the entire season.
No, but he's played fullback many a times, including on the national team.
This is not a fullback. This is a wing back at most.
It's a wing back. Fine. Both of my guys are wing backs. We can say that right now.
Okay. I can't fault you on that one.
A way to see Saka.
Drave is the best crosser in the league. He plays the ball better than anyone into the box, and he's got a rifle outside the box. So I love that pick.
We're gonna see him again, I'm sure, on me and Dan's team later on.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, so it's like Daddy said, though. It's a way of seeing soccer. You're going to see that pattern. I really believe in the power of a good wingback. I think it gives your team so many advantages that other teams don't have.
Yep, I agree.
I believe it's the same model Christopher de Guisingo.
Listen, I agree. He can play there. I'm just, at this point in his career where he's this old, I don't...
Well, you'll see my team is pretty young, so I need somebody that has more than 3 days under their belt.
Off, so even though he's old, he still runs. So it's not.
He's having a good year.
Yeah. Frank, you're gonna reveal your next guy.
I have no idea who it is, to be honest. I think I know who it is, but I have no idea who I put on this spot. To be honest, wait, we're going left back now.
I guess he went left back. Yeah.
So Spinazzola on the other side. I have two.
He's not even playing.
It doesn't matter. I asked you that question. Could it just be people on the team?
He's going in.
So this hurts your team though because he's not available till March. So hopefully your defender, you have a left back and then replace him.
No, Joe, it's going to be the worst.
How am I the worst? My team is amazing right now.
You just already want to Tolari, let him play.
Get the hell out of here. Spinazzola and Conjura on both sides. I'm going to have more chances on goal than your entire team's put together.
How you give it the score to all these people when we have a formation?
What do you mean how we give the score?
Weekly, you should have given a vote, no?
Yeah, we'll give him a weekly vote. I'm just saying, can any of you guys dispute when Spinazzola's on the field, he's the best left back there?
No, we don't dispute, but he's on the field.
But Frank, this hurts your team 2 months for 2 months though.
That's fine. I got Juric. He's going to improv perfectly. We're going to be able to work. We'll go defensive through.
Daniel, that's why he has a reserve. We want to see the reserve.
Well, that's so for me. Dom, reveal mine. I also picked Spinazzola, but I picked a bench defender who's going to replace him.
You're giving me crap, and you picked Spinazzola too.
I'm explaining it. I picked the defender who's going to replace him for 2 months as my bench defender. So I need to justify it.
I picked a defender my bench defender who can play multiple defensive positions. Not really thinking just fullback, but I will say I think if you gave Juric 2 wingbacks that play like this,
of course,
with the rest of the team, I think you're going to have a team that's not only entertaining, comes in top 4.
I think you're in 7th place right now. I'm being honest.
I think Kranjo's going to have a busy day. He's going to have a busy time. Trust me.
I think I think Frank's fighting for Conference League right now. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think so.
Conference League. What do you? Okay, first of all, you have the same.
All right.
Chris, who is your left back?
I think I picked Cambiaso. Yeah.
Cambiaso is too overvaluated. This guy.
I think he's a very good player. I like him on the wing there.
Everybody talk about
So, Chris, from Genoa, you picked Cambiaso as your Genoa player?
Yeah, why?
Are you kidding me? I thought for sure we would all pick the same Genoa player.
No, I went with Cambiaso.
And Rovella.
Yeah, I mean that's what I thought.
Of course, but I didn't do that.
All right. I mean he's
All right.
serviceable. He's young and up and coming. All right.
I got Andele Tickley.
Hickey. So again, I think that's a good pick, Hickey. He can
Okay,
give
so are you
offense.
telling me any of your two wing backs on this field? First of all, none of us have very good defenders as
No,
their
wait a
fullbacks.
minute. Now you see mine.
Okay, well that's great. I'm talking about the two that are revealed so far. That's all I'm saying. We all kind of went with the same methodology, right? Trying to attack. It's obvious.
Mhm.
So okay.
I can tell you, my weakest part of my team is my defense. My defense.
too.
When
Me
you
too.
see my center backs, you're gonna laugh at them.
My weakest part is my center backs as well.
And then you see my
Yeah, go ahead. What's his next?
Delete.
No, not the lit. You have Bremer, Torino.
All right, so we squeeze it up. Bremen delete.
He's solid.
Okay, Bremer is a solid defender. I like that choice. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Chris, who is your first center back?
Our boy.
Oh, I almost went there. I almost went there.
Our boy.
You make fun of Caldara. You make fun of me liking him, and then you pick him, and I almost picked.
Listen.
I can't hate on Caldara. I think he's still going to turn his career around. So
Listen, I don't agree with that, but I do think he's having a good season and he's serviceable on this
yeah, he's
team.
serviceable for
I
sure.
think that's a terrible pick.
I think you're terrible. Let's see who.
Yeah, why do you think it's a
He's
tough pick?
not someone you can rely on. He's injury prone. He's not good.
So you're telling me he's not having a good season this year?
No, he is
I mean,
happy.
for Venencia standards, he's
Better
having a
than
good
last
season.
year.
So
You want to win the league with this
Yes.
with this team. You're having
Yes.
Caldara as your center back.
Yeah.
That's not happening. Sorry.
Okay.
I can't
Wait,
say.
is anybody under the impression that any of the players you pick are going to play without getting injured? Because I keep hearing this. Like he gets inconsistent. He's hurt.
That's why
Injury history,
that's
though.
why the River is gone.
Caldara has injury history, though, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, well,
Dom revealed mine. I also picked Bremer from Torino. He's the one that I wanted to pick for them. Frank, who's yours?
I have no clue. I don't remember who. I went.
Oh my
Bologna. I
God.
went Medel.
Oh, get the hell out of here.
With Bologna. Are you kidding me?
Experience and toughness in the middle.
You said you had a young team.
Spinazzola Cangeva Cranio 6 times a week. 6 goals.
Yeah, but we're gonna score 7. We're gonna score 7.
Oh my God! That Frank, your defense is freaking bad.
How is my Listen.
I'm changing my answer. Frankie's going to have the worst team.
Wait. No. So it's all fun and games, but realistically,
I say best for Frank. Huh?
Yeah.
realistically, you cannot say. Wait, will you dispute? Medel has a tremendous amount of experience. He's tough
Yeah.
as shit.
He's
tough as shit.
shit.
He's okay. He's not the fastest, but I have fast wing backs, so that's not a problem, right? And he brings experience. You're telling me that you're picking. He's horrible defender. He's played on Chile. He's played midfield
I wanna
ND.
see you-
What?
I
Because
wanna
he's
see-
old.
With that defense, I want to see your midfield there.
My midfield.
It better be good. It better be runners. Let me tell you.
They are runners. They are runners.
Dom, Frank, your other central defender is who is that?
Magnani.
Magnani Verona. I thought you said you picked a young team, Frank.
It's so, but
I
you're going,
did,
to go, you're going to go straight in Serie B.
Yeah, you're getting relegated.
So I will say the first name I put down was Delit, and I took him off as I made other changes back and forth. And I did say my center defense is the weakest part of my team, right? Did I not say that?
That's bad. That's a bad center defense.
Listen, we have an offensive team. Your
Okay.
defense, by the way, I'm not overly impressed with any of your defenses, by the way.
I'm saying all this. My defense is worse. If you reveal my other defender, Dom, I picked Salernitana, Luca Ranieri, who plays mostly on the sides, but also can play in the center. He's not a strong central defender. So
Okay.
I agree with
He's
that.
more of a fullback.
He's more of a fullback, but he can play in the center.
So Dan took the same tactics as me. He made sacrifices in defense, clearly, for people he picked forward.
Hey, Daniel, you gotta
Yeah, Luca Ranieri.
Yeah.
Daddy
He can play in the center too.
Daddy thinks he's going to save his team because he put the lid on there. Wow, like he discovered the world, right?
So far, I have the best in the defense.
Your defense blows ass.
No, he's right. Daddy has the best defense so far, 100%.
Which means the rest of his team is going to be weak.
Yeah, probably the rest of the team.
Chris, who is your other central defender?
Well, I went with DeLitt too, so.
Okay, so you went with DeLitt. Chris has the best center pairing, DeLitt and Caldara. No, Bremer's good too, though.
And Daddy also picked DeLitt. So, recapping the teams. Frank has in goal Cragno, has fullback Spinazzola, he's got Magnani, he's got Medel, he's got Candreva. I have Cragno, Spinazzola, Ranieri, Bremer, Hickey. Chris has Silvestri in goal, Cambiaso left fullback, DeLitt, Caldara, and Singo. And Pietro has Odero, Hickey, DeLitt, Bremer, Farioni.
Yes.
So good, huh?
Out of those four, I would say Frankie's at the bottom. So, well, I don't know.
I so disagree.
I
The
think
two
Dan
best
might be at the
wingbacks by
bottom.
far.
I agree. My team is not good so far. My team is not good so far.
I would put my two fullbacks up to win half the games in a seat by themselves.
Get the hell out
Oh,
of here.
Frank,
Assuming you can't have Gosens.
Frank, you talk about fullback, right?
Yeah.
What do you say about Ike and Faraon? You know,
I would say they're not Spinazzola and Candreva.
they attack both of them.
Yeah, but they're not as good. They're not as good as
Yeah.
Spinazzola and Candreva.
All right.
Farioni's good. I'll give you that. But you're telling me that Hickey's better than Spinazzola?
Huh?
Hickey's going to be the first 2 months of the season, the first 2 months at
Give
least.
us a crap. I'd rather have 3 months of Spinazzola than anybody
Yeah,
else.
but-
It's not
well,
Gosens.
No, Frank, that you're wrong on that. I'm sorry.
All
You
right.
can't.
Oh, Daniel say you're going to talk with the conference. I say if you go straight from Serie A.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how awesome your team is. I'm not impressed so far. I
All
don't
right,
know.
who's first number? Frank, we're going first? Pietro's first midfielder.
Luis Alberto.
I had him on my team at one point.
Luis Silber. I do not like that pick. Why did you pick him?
Well, because it's one of the best.
I agree with him 100%. So
I had him when I had to.
And
dig
then
in
you
at
have
four.
to see the rest.
We'll get. So
What is he doing for your
I
team?
put on the right side, which Sarri put it here above here.
yeah. So you're putting him back in his natural, better position of the
Yeah.
right side of the midfield.
Yeah.
And he is one of the best passers in the league.
Yeah.
So he's going to
Skill
be
wise,
getting
he's high.
a lot of assists. All right. Chris.
I think same player. Alberto.
Luis Alberto.
Listen, and he's not even having a great season because Sarri hates him for whatever
Mhm.
reason. But he still has tons of assists. He's putting in goals. Like he's an excellent player.
No, he's a good player. I had him on
Oh,
there.
Christopher,
many times.
he's an informed, completely informed right
That's
now.
what I mean, and he's still good.
Lazio was the hardest team for me to pick somebody, by the way.
Oh, Jan Milinkovic, Bartok.
I did not take him.
No.
Dom, reveal mine. I don't know who I picked. Ravella from Genoa. I mean, I'm surprised that.
I got Rovella on the other side.
Well, don't tell us. You're spoiling it. He's by far and away the best player on Genoa. He's a Juventus own player, but he's playing for them, so I picked him. He's gonna anchor the team. He's great. Frank. Oh, he's in the center. He's more of a defensive. He's more reserved than the other two midfielders I have there. Frank, you have. You also
Same thing.
pick. You
I
also
also
picked
picked
Ravella.
Yep. So I went Rivella. I believe in him. I think he's good. I think he's clearly Genoa's best player. And you're not even, it's not even close. And you'll see a theme in my midfield of where skilled players that are going to run. So, yeah, I will.
Your next midfielder is reveal it, Don, so you can see.
Rovella.
I went Busi. I went American with skill.
I'm not mad.
I got a buyer in half, I think.
Frank, hold on, we're not on you. Busio, the American, you picked him. That's the position he actually plays in real life, so you got him slotted in the right spot.
Yeah, my midfield is very young. They're all talented. They can all touch the ball, I think you give Juric players like this in the midfield, but two wingbacks like
They
that.
can touch the ball if the other team let them.
This team the team that I put together could press you and create chances better than any team in Serie A right now.
Yeah, right.
You're a Juventus fan. Do you see our team? You think Juventus is good?
Right.
Okay, we'll see. Keep going. I'll just let you reveal your team and make everybody laugh. I don't have to say that.
Reveal mine. I also
Okay, so you're talking shit. You have the same team
Oh,
so
I
far.
also picked Busio. No, I was talking about shit about the rest of your team. I like the Busio pick.
Okay.
Busio can track back. He does everything. He's box to box. It's a good pick for Venezia. He's the best player.
I got my reserve.
Oh, well, that's surprising. Chris, who is your next midfielder?
Fratesi.
Fratesi from Sassuolo.
Yeah, we all love him. He runs miles every game.
That's a good choice.
He's just awesome.
Yeah,
a good pick.
he's going to get you goals. He's gonna run all day. That's
Does
a great,
everything.
That's
Plays
a great
like
pick.
every minute of every game. He's insane.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Pietro, who's your next midfielder? Rovella. Okay, I don't think there's anything else to add to that. You picked him for the same reasons we picked. Next, you're going to pick Dom. Reveal it for him. He has Berardi from Sassuolo as his right wing. Why'd you pick Berardi?
Because he's the best right now.
Yeah, there's no argument there. He's
Hey, you
playing
can
good.
argue with Berardi. He's good. He's a good player.
Okay.
Kicks. Yeah.
It's a lot of offense. Yep, that you're getting on that right side. Chris, who is your next?
Kandreva, Frankie's fullback. We talked about him already, but yeah, right wing Kandreva.
I believe, Fratesi. Yeah, I picked Fratesi in my midfield. I had another midfielder to go through. So my midfield three are Ravella, Buzio, and Fratesi. That's
like
pretty
your
solid.
midfield,
That's
Dan. I like
pretty
your
solid. You
like
got
your
guys
midfield.
that can do everything.
Assuming Frankie has the same.
Frank, did you pick the same team as me? What the hell?
First of all, I set mine in first. Okay. So second of all, I think you cannot. Those three young midfielders that me and Dan have, you would build a lot. Any team would be happy to have those three midfielders. Let's get real. Like they're young and they're upcoming and they run and they have skill. Like I would love if Juventus could put those three people on the field with Locatelli. I'd be like happy as hell.
I thought the midfield was so easy to make when I was doing this. I'm like, oh, easy. Buzio, Ravella, Fratesi. Like, there's I didn't even question anyone else.
At one point, I had a fourth midfielder, and I had Luis Alberto as the fourth midfielder with those three guys, but I changed it. But yeah, I mean, I think these are not midfielders. I don't think any of our midfield so far are anyone to joke around. I think they would hold their own against a lot of teams. We're inexperienced as shit, right?
Yeah.
But
Not in the back though, Frank.
yeah, it's a good point. It's four separate people across.
I mean, the thing you would question about Frankie and my midfield is that it's super young and that they're all young and they would all have to play together and learn, But the talent's there.
Yeah.
Frank, who is your right winger? I guess he's going to reveal next.
I'm going now.
Or your left winger?
No, Dom, you put him on the wrong sides. No, shouldn't be. Should have been.
Well, then that's your right winger.
Okay,
it should be my right winger. I had Chiesa on the right.
as your right winger.
Yeah. So here's the deal. Like I had De Ligt, right? There was three players on my mind from Juventus that I went back and forth adding different. It was De Ligt, Locatelli, and it was Chiesa. And De Ligt was the one that I think the most obvious case for. But really, in terms of what Chiesa gives you at the right wing, where I want him, not playing in the middle of the field or on the left, even though he can play on the left. I had him on the Dom put him in the wrong spot. I want him on the right.
Remember, it's the team that win. It's the one who got less goal. And you
not if you score more.
Yeah.
Not if you score more.
With that team.
Oh, with my team? Are you kidding?
With that team?
Yeah.
I mean, so you're saying the right side of Kandreva and Chiesa? That's
the right side of Kandreva and Chiesa with Fratesi and Ravella. You're telling me, on one side of the field, it's not going to create a lot of chances.
Yeah, but Medell's going to spike himself.
Well, Medell's going to give up 2 or 3.
I think a red card every other game.
Listen, we love Atalanta, right? Are they at all good at defending? No. So we're basically playing the same way. We're going to win 3-2 every week. That's how we're going to play. But Chiesa on the right side, where he should be if Dom knew how to follow instructions. I'm a huge Chiesa fan. I think he's losing a lot with Allegri this year because of the formation we play.
He's had a bad year.
Yeah, I don't think you really have to explain yourself. We know he's fantastic.
Yeah, I picked also Dom. I picked Chiesa. I want him on the left side actually, so that was where I wanted to put him in. For me, the smart move if you're doing this thing is picking De Ligt from Juventus because the defense and knowing what other choices you have. I wanted Chiesa though. Like I want him because of his X factor. You know,
Same exact thought process, Dan. I think
Yeah.
DeLitt fixes a lot of your teams with the defenders. Putting him there makes a ton of sense. But I
Yeah.
think the X factor is a great way to say it with K's on the field. I think he gives you stuff that other people can't.
Chris, who is your? I guess I don't know which one he's revealing next.
I'm not sure. Oh, I went with Pellegrini on the left side. Attacking.
Pellegrini from Rome, who's currently injured, but
having a fantastic season. Arguably, it's his best by far. So I don't know.
I'm surprised you didn't put him in the center. You must have somebody really good in the center.
No, I was gonna, but I don't know. You'll see why.
Okay, that's a solid pick. Can't fault you.
Yeah, can't hate on it.
And Pietro has
Zaniolo.
No, you have Pedro, João Pedro from Cagliari.
Okay, so you have a 112-year-old. Congratulations.
I'm not gonna hate on this pick.
No, he's good, but you're telling me he's better than Chiesa? This guy's making fun of my team.
You took all of 11. You don't look at 2-1-2.
I'm looking at all your guys. They're all pretty shitty.
Pedro can link the play up. He's good. He's versatile. He's that's not a bad pick.
He's not a bad player. I just love how people say, "Oh, I have the worst team," and then when you look at it objectively, you all have the same players.
What do you do? You look at my formation. You still missing 2 people in
like
there.
Luis Sabretto and Ravella.
You're gonna see Pedro on my team shortly.
You missed the best still in my team.
No, I'm sure that
somebody
else has.
We all have the same forward, so don't think you're anything special.
Yeah, I know. We want to win everybody.
Who is his next? His central attacking forward is Zaniolo. He picked, who hasn't had a great season.
He's had a horrible year, but he's a good player.
What?
He hasn't had a great season,
but he's a good player. You can't argue having on same thing I said with Spinazzola.
Spinazzola is still in the
I just said it's the same thought process I have with Spinazzola. I can't argue. He's a good player. I would definitely pick him on my team.
Chris, who is your central attacking midfielder?
I went with Pedro right underneath the striker. Link it up, yeah. So
it's a good. He does that well. He links up well with the.
That was the point. I was trying to fit him in spots that work.
My next reveal is not going to make any sense when you see who it is because on the right he's supposed to be on the left side.
Okay, well we'll know that when we look at it. My next reveal is Candreva, of course. He's my favorite player of the season. He's my favorite player of the season. He will get tons of balls into my forward. He will shoot the ball from the outside. Candreva is honestly, to me, top 5 player this year. That's how good he's been.
I don't know about that, but he's been awesome.
He's very good. People don't watch Samp, but he's
I'm a huge
amazing.
Candreva fan.
He's so good.
I'm not. He's on my team. I'm not going to argue. I just think you guys are. One thing I will say, I really like the way he plays coming out of the back. I think it adds an added dimension.
But he hasn't done that in so long.
I know, but I still think it's like the conversation of Spinazzola. Remember at a time where they would put him at in the wing and midfield more forward, and he wasn't as good coming out of the back. I think certain players they have that extra little gear coming out of the back.
I agree, but not at this age.
Well, that's maybe an argument.
Frank, who's your left winger? Really, because Chiesa's on the right.
So I had Chiesa on the left. On the right, and I had Immobile on the left.
Immobile, really? That doesn't really fit for me.
Why not?
He's a center forward. That's what he is. Frank.
He's a striker.
He's a striker.
I think he's someone that can also do a lot of running and finish. Right.
I would hate to have Immobile on my wing. I would absolutely hate it.
Yeah, but Frank, you imagine the kids have Immobile and Vlahovic in there.
Yeah.
Too much up. Who's going to run?
I got the 3 midfielders that run nonstop.
Yeah.
I think that's a bad move by you right there, Frank, because he's out of position.
I don't think he's really that out of position. He plays on the left. He runs into space on the left. It's not like I'm putting him at fullback.
Pond in our chat saying nothing wrong with an offset formation,
which is true.
I guess, but that's Immobile's a guy who's won the scoring title for how many years in a row, and you're going to put him on the wing?
But also he can go into the middle, and you have Spinazzola overlapping, which runs for 2 people.
I was going to say he would naturally tuck inside. And
he would tuck inside and allows Vlahovic to move where he wants to move. I think they would actually because I just gave out my other.
Well, just reveal all the strikers because we all picked the same one.
We all have the same guy, I'm sure.
If we don't, there's an issue.
So we all have Vlahovic, right, as center forward. So, and I think that's the uniqueness of Vlahovic. I'll just say like that. Not only he scores his goals, but he can lay the ball off. Sometimes he almost looks like he's, a set. He can assist people. Like he can hold the ball off. He lets people run.
Imagine Vlahovic to play with the people that know how to play too.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine playing with
Berardi, Zaniolo.
He loves his team, man. He loves his team.
I picture, and I hope we get to see with Juventus, Vlahovic playing with someone like Chiesa, right? I think that's be very, very dangerous for everybody.
Yeah,
with Chiesa running into space and speed, and I think it's going to open up a ton.
Vlahovic is a pure number 9, but he also can do more than just score the ball. He's strong physically. He can jump. He's fast. He passes the ball. He lays it off. He does everything.
You see, my tap game, my sack, my ways to play, Zaniolo, Berardi, Pedro, Roberto, Rovella, Vlahovic, they can switch whatever they want. Anybody can score it.
Yeah. You have a fluid team, as you say. Yeah. You think they can go anywhere. Yeah, I get. Listen, you're going to have good teams. Now, Dom, I
actually think the teams came out better than last year.
Well, we haven't finished the bench though yet because Frank, I'm curious. All right, Dom, reveal the benches because there's some things that I want to talk about on the benches because this is important. First of all, Chris, your starting goalie is both me and Frank's backup goalie. So just to give you a heads up about that. So Frank, go ahead. Frank, your bench. Read off your bench to us.
So I have Silvestri from Udinese in goal. I picked Tonelli from Empoli. I know he's older, but he has experience. He can play.
So he cannot fill in for Spinazzola on the left, by the way.
But I could change the formation. You could change it. So not too worried about that. I went with Maggiore from Spezia in midfield and the old man Ribery for 20 minutes a game.
Your bench reeks.
Your bench sucks.
It's not great.
Your bench sucks. Yeah.
Look at my bench, you guys.
Go ahead, read your bench.
Provedel, Parisi, Busio, and Del.
Your bench is good.
Parisi's bench is good.
Parisi's a very good young defender. Busio's a very good midfielder, and Delafo can score off the bench.
Yeah. His bench is good.
He did have Ribery, yeah. That was a mistake, but he changed.
His bench is good.
I'll go to my team next. Dom's got the teams all messed up, but I got Belic and backup goalie. Bastoni from Spezia can play midfield and defense. Svanberg, back midfielder, very good. And then Simeone from Verona as my backup striker.
You didn't start Simeone? You couldn't find him a starting spot with the way he's played?
Nope.
That's a little insane to me. You wouldn't.
But look how solid my bench is.
So question for Chris's team, guys. Would you bench João Pedro and move Simeone up top with Vlahovic?
I think in the sense of I don't think you got 90 minutes in Pedro's legs.
Chris, right now, Simeone is better than Pedro.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I brought it up to you guys.
But the type of players they are, I think it would fit as well as putting Pedro there.
If I'm the coach of that team, I'm starting Simeone.
Well, Pedro, I agree with Chris there. I think Pedro's going to link player up better.
That's what I was looking for. Yeah. But here's the beauty of it. This team is deep. You can do whatever you want. My bench is awesome.
Listen, I think I can get 25 minutes a game out of Ribery from one of the forwards.
So my bench is Silvestri in goal. Bastoni, who is actually a left back, is going to fill in for Spinazzola for those 2 months. Bajrami from Empoli, who's a fantastic midfielder. I mean, I don't know how much you guys watch at Empoli, but he's very good. Yeah, and I have Pedro from Lazio as my backup forward, who can also play on the wings. He's the only player on Lazio that I like, and he was the choice for me. He actually knows how to play soccer, so he's my backup forward. He's very good. Now, Dom, make the screen big so we can see all the teams, a little bigger. What are your thoughts, guys? Can we go with your opinions on who has the worst team?
Frankie.
Okay. You guys say the same shit every time, but now you're going to have to tell me why.
I'll tell you why. Your defense makes me want to vomit. Your left winger should not be on left wing.
What do you mean my left winger should not be on left wing? That's my choice. What are you talking about?
I don't think he's a good fit there. I don't think Immobile should be at left
think
wing.
Because of the type of forward that Vlahovic is, and Immobile can also, by the way, pass the ball. He's not a total scrub.
I agree, but I don't think he's in the right spot.
My issue is putting Kadreva in fullback, even though I know he's played it in the past.
That too.
But that's a choice. That's a coach's choice. Like you're telling me, it's not like he can't play there.
I understand, but I just don't. I just don't like that for the way he's playing right now in his career. I don't see him as a fullback.
And
I think I feel the worst. My worst is Colantuono. But maybe if all this coach, they nobody talk. Maybe they have their ear.
You're going coach. That's disgusting.
So yeah, for me, his coach, Salernitano's coach, who's just been there a couple of weeks, who is not a great coach, that is a big red flag for me. It doesn't matter, Dom. He just got the job. Like they just fired their coach. Great, 2018 he was their coach.
I'm not relying on the coach, Daniel.
How do you not rely on the coach? You complain about coaches all day.
Look at the 16 player.
He gives shit to Allegri every week.
Yeah.
Every week we talk on this podcast, the first thing you do is complain about Sarri, complain about Allegri, complain about this guy, that guy, Mourinho.
Look at the player. Whatever you put in there, kick ass.
Yeah, that's ignorant. You know that's not true. It's about the coach. What about the movement off the ball? What about how they're organized? Like you don't just put 11 guys. That's called
organized. Well, listen, Brem and Delito, what do you have to say about the central?
Wow, your two center fullbacks probably know where to go.
Can they attack? Yes. Can they defend? Yes. All right. Rovell Alberto, can they play? Yes.
I think your team
That's not what we're saying.
I think your team is deep. I think you have a pretty solid starting lineup. You got a good bench. Your coach is what is your downfall. Well, where I say, can you win the title with that guy as your coach?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah. I don't know about that.
No, because everything has to go right for a team to win the title.
When you talk, you see, my first choice was the coach Italiano. But since I have a Vlahovic, I cannot put two people.
Yeah.
Now, some things you have to.
Yeah, well, that's the point of this challenge.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Like, you guys, okay, so he has a deep team and a good bench, but, you're sacrificing the guys in charge of the other 16
exactly.
players.
That's huge.
Yeah, but the coach, the good player, you know what they say? As long as you don't say bullshit.
Oh, yeah, great.
This guy might say bullshit.
We do the team. We do the team. We do we think about it.
It's not Sunday school where you just pick your 11 buddies and you play with.
Game,
Like you could have been smarter and said, you know what, I'm going to sacrifice Parisi, and I would have went with even Chris's coach or somebody, someone with a little bit of I don't know. But this guy is just put anybody there.
Can you tell me what is the style he coaches? Is he defensive? Yeah. Is he offensive? What do you know about this guy?
Yeah.
You don't know shit about him because he's not a known coach. He sucks.
But he's a coach that play already all the time to save the team.
You're trying to win the title, not save the team.
Yeah, but I say one thing. Since I think, the game is done already. Allegri, Pioli, shit. And a lot of coach, they're good, but they never get the just recognition because they coach a team like shit. Team that doesn't suck.
So really quickly in chat, Pond agrees. He says he would take Pietro's team over Frank's, which I agree with 100%. I
would be there with him. I know I'm giving him shit for the coach, but I think his team is better than Frank's.
Dan, you have the same team as me.
Frank,
your midfield is the same midfield. You have Spinazzola, you have Condreva, you have the same team, same goalie.
All right. We will make our picks at the end. Let's pick apart Chris's team real quick. Where are the red flags you see on his team? Dom, make it bigger. I can't see anything. Where's your question about his team? If you have any.
There is none.
For me, Caldara.
Single and I would say.
You guys clearly don't watch single play.
Caldara is his weakness. His goalie's not the strongest. But he's got a decent bench. I gotta say, for me, I would like I said, if I'm picking apart his team, Pedro's on the bench, and I'm putting Simeone up top with
my bench is by far the best, and you guys can't even.
I don't know about that.
I think it is.
Pick apart my team. What would you say if you had any gripes with it?
I think Maneri's not a center back.
He is. He can play center back. He's not a good center back, but he's a center back.
Okay, so the same discussion. I have no gripes with Dan's team because if I wasn't going to pick my team, I'd pick
Spinazzola
Dan's.
is not going to play.
Who?
Spinazzola.
Yeah, but I have a backup fullback. I have Bastoni there for 2 months.
Bastoni che cazzo in balla.
And listen, you have 10 other players on the field that look like that. You can live with Bastoni there for 2 months.
I can live with Tonelli. It's the same thing.
No, but he's not a fullback, though. You can't do that.
Matter.
No, that's not it, Frank. You have to at least put them somewhere.
So coaches don't go from 4 defenders to 3 defenders. They do whatever they want.
Okay, so then what? You're taking Kadreva out because he's not going to play center defense.
No, I'm not playing Kadreva in center defense. But my point is, I was saying is if I had to pick a team, I would pick Dan's because we have 8 of the 11 players the same, I think.
Obviously, but that doesn't mean you're right.
We do have
it is the way I see it is the point. And I think our team also has the most perspective. I know the challenge is to who can win the league. Our team has the most perspective to do well for 5 years because they're all young.
My team is not old. Get the hell out of here.
Challenge.
Daniel is better defensive than you.
Yeah, my team is better than Frankie's, but
it is not better than mine.
I agree. Dan's is better.
It's the same team.
No, it's not the same team. My team is better than yours.
How do you figure?
His bench is way better than yours.
So wait, Kadreva is better than Chiesa?
Although I agree, Ranieri and Spinazzola is injured. Ranieri is in a center.
Yeah, exactly. Kadreva is better than Chiesa? In what world? And I love Kadreva. You're telling me that your pick is Kadreva at right wing over Chiesa. That's what you're saying.
I have Chiesa on my left wing. It's not like I didn't put him on my team.
I know, but what? So what?
It's
so
who else? In his real spot. That's why.
So Mobley can play that spot.
Okay, but not effectively. He's not getting you the third 25 goals from right wing.
But wait, you just said the guy can play center fullback, and now Mobley can't play left forward. Are you kidding?
Can, but it's not effective.
It's not effective.
Much.
Okay, I guarantee in this team, Mobley scores his 25 goals easily too.
Shut up.
Crosses from the right side. You have Vlahovic and Mobley attacking.
No, I don't agree with you.
Yes, you do.
I don't think he's a bad player. I just don't think he's in the right spot.
I don't think he is. I was not a bad player, but.
And last year, the reason I didn't pick him, by the way, is because last year I had Belotti and Mobley as my center forwards, and I started both of them like, oh, this team
so you
sucks.
lost all credibility because you have Belotti.
You sucks.
You've picked Belotti in the past. You can't talk to him.
All right, guys, if you had to...
some people took my team over Frank.
Frank.
What about Mr. Danny? I'm the best team.
Pond in the chat said your team is better than Frank's. So, let's do that. If you couldn't pick your own team, if you had to pick one other team as a team to go with, who would you pick?
I can't even see it.
Mine's blurry and I can't see. It's too small. For me, if I had to pick a team,
let's see.
Besides myself, I'd probably pick
Pietro.
I mean,
I'm the best.
I don't know. Your coach is awful. I'd probably pick Chris's team, but I wouldn't line him up the way he's lining him up.
Okay.
I don't know. Honestly, I can see pluses to all your teams. Like I hate Daddy's coach, but I think his team is well put together. I think it's decent all around. Chris's team is also decent. I'm not in love with Singo and Cambiaso. Like, obviously, I put a lot of weight on wingbacks, right? Like, I've been talking about Spinazzola for 10 years, Gosens. Like, I wouldn't pick a team where I didn't have wingbacks that I was really, really excited about. So that's why it's hard for me.
Entitled to your opinion, but please do yourself a favor and watch Singo play this weekend.
I'll watch some more of Singo, which is fair. And I'm not as – but a Cambiaso does nothing for me.
I picked Chris's team. Frank, who do you pick if you can't pick your own? Which team would you pick?
I would probably pick yours because, again, you have 8 of the same 11 players. There's 9.
I was going to say it's a sham if he doesn't pick Dan's.
Yeah, I think I would have to pick Dan's because you have the same starting goalie. What?
I didn't pick Frank's team.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but that's why I think you're not really – so either you don't really like your team but I have to be honest. I think I like your team the best because you have 75% the same players.
Well, I mean, your bench is really bad.
My bench is shitty, and
I don't like your formation. Maybe if you change it
I think Majori, by the way, is not that bad. I think he's up and coming.
I think.
Moving on to me, I think this is an easy choice, even though I hate his coach. But if it's not my team, it's Pietro's team.
Easily. As the best team. Okay. Yeah. Pietro, if you could pick your team, who are you picking?
I pick Christopher.
Look at these two teaming up.
Yeah.
Although I don't like some position there.
Oh, there's some stuff I don't like about your team too, but
No, my team, there's nothing not to like. Come on.
Oh my God.
your coach.
Yeah,
Just
my
his
coach.
license
Look at my
a week
coach.
ago.
You can say don't think of my coach.
Okay, so we spent the entire time saying how bad Pirlo was and how bad Allegri
See,
was.
that's where his
and
argument.
Sarri was.
Yeah,
and
it
now,
doesn't
and
make
now you
sense.
say the coach doesn't matter?
That's where his argument stops, right there.
That's
Yep.
ridiculous.
It's every single week, Monday at 9, he complains about 4 or 5 different coaches. Then he says the coach doesn't matter for his own team. That doesn't jive with me. Sorry.
Yeah, I agree. But I would pick his team as the second best.
All right. Well, if you're still listening to this, please make your own team. Let us know. Let us know what your team is, and we'll read it and we'll make fun of it, just like we made fun of our own.
So
Hopefully, you can make a team better than ours.
So really quickly in the chat before we go, Dom, our producer, picked my team, Chris's team, Pietro, then Dan, then Frank.
You guys are all
Poop
bullshits.
picked Pietro or Chris. Then she goes ... Sorry, Dan and Frankie. Yikes.
They should show you to take one for each team. Not the
Yes, they know the
14.
challenge. We explain the challenge. Everyone understands it. And it's
really-
on Twitter and Instagram if you need to see it again.
Here's what I find interesting, and I don't really care how the votes go because I think we all think our teams are the best. I think the fact that, and this happened to me last year too, I remember, you guys didn't like the center defense and you think the rest of the team sucks. But if I offered you all those players to Juventus, there's only like 2 you would not say, yes, I'll take right now. And I think that's hysterical.
That's not the challenge, Frank. The challenge is
That's how I see the challenge. Maybe that's the mistake.
Can you win the title with the team that you created? I think all of these teams, none of them win the title. I still don't think they're good enough.
No, yeah.
I mean,
I think Inter's better than these teams.
But
they've also been playing together. We're slapping random people together.
I'm just saying, I think Inter's better than these teams.
You know, that's you can't. This is fake versus real world, right? But I mean, I think, and yeah, it's just like saying you put what our combined midfield is like 18 to 21. Like they have no experience, right?
Yeah,
like they're not gonna. But it's players you pick that you think you believe in. That's how I do the challenge. Like I'm not gonna put some random guy there that I hate because it's his right position. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Hey, this was fun. I like doing this.
Yeah, this is usually.
But the question is, how we know who picked the best team? How we
don't.
We don't. It's just hypothetical.
We don't. It's just your opinion.
What do you mean? I tell you how we do.
How?
Okay.
How
We
we do
follow
it.
the team, and we give it the vote that the paper give it to this player.
No, you want to track that?
Every
Yeah.
week you want to track that? Have at it.
And you had, and then you see how much.
We
what
just
you
got-
do.
We just
You're
found
the
a
only
hobby
retired
for
ones.
you. Yeah, we found
You're
a
the
hobby
only-
for you. You can do
If
that.
you want to do that, we could do that. Let's do that.
No, you can take it just to one paper, whatever.
Yeah, just take one paper and do it for each team each week.
Well, you have to decide which paper. Corredo dello
I don't know.
Sport, Gazzetta.
Which is the most?
I don't
Which is
care.
the most? Which is the best one that have the good ratings? I don't care.
I don't know. I think Sport Mediaset.
All right, so you're gonna do it every week. You need a printout of this.
I don't know.
That's a big challenge for him.
I mean, if he does that, that would be interesting. But I don't have time to do.
No, otherwise I will see. We got shitty.
Nothing.
It's
It's really just for fun to poke shit at each other.
So every Sunday we're going to criticize one another.
Okay, so yeah, follow it if you can. I think that'd be cool.
I
I'll
mean,
add that.
we're going to talk about this player that played.
And then if we do that, we can do it next year at the beginning of the season. Same kind of concept.
Anyway, I think that'll do it. Like I said, if
Oh yeah.
before we go, let's look at the round 20 and 21 because there's 2 games this week. You know, they have 1 week off and they got to cram 2 more weeks into 1 week. So I think
Ridiculous.
Thursday is round 20 and we do our picks. We're gonna rapid fire this, guys, all right? Because we've been on too long. So quickly, someone pick a game, tell us the score, and then we'll go through it.
Atalanta and Torino. Atalanta's home. 2-1 Atalanta.
I'm gonna say 1-1 draw.
I'm gonna say 2-2.
I'm going to say 1-2.
So you got the upset Torino over Milan. Okay. I'm going to pick. Let's pick Juventus Napoli, which, by the way, like COVID, obviously with all these games, we don't know who the hell is going to play.
Are they definitely having it, or is it still potentially?
No, I think it's on. I think it's going to happen. Napoli's got players with COVID. Juventus has players with COVID. I'm going to say.
Putin has said 4-0 Napoli.
I'm going to say 2-1 Napoli.
I'm saying 3-1 Napoli. Rugani's going to play.
I'm saying 2-1 Juventus.
3-1 Juventus.
You guys realize Rugani's starting, right?
3-1, 3-1. Oh, and Rugani, did you see here? Every time Rugani play, Juventus never lost.
Yeah,
way to jinx that.
Okay.
In Rugani, we trust. Frank, pick a game.
Gotta pick Rome, right?
Yeah, Milan, AC Milan, Rome. I'm gonna say 2-1 Milan.
I'm
saying
these are good games this week. 2-2. Chris says 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say 1-1 draw.
I say 2-2.
Okay, and Pietro, pick a game. Bologna Inter's not terrible.
Bologna Inter. 2-1.
Right?
2-1.
Yeah.
You're saying Bologna wins?
Yeah.
I'm saying 3-1 Inter.
I'm saying 1-1. Mihailovic's team ekes out the point.
I mean, if you remember Inter's schedule, like they got to lose some of these games, otherwise they lock up the title. So to keep it interesting, I'm going to say 2-1 Bologna.
Okay.
All right.
So that's round 20 on January 6th, which is Thursday. And then Sunday, we have a full slate, I think.
So really quickly in chat, producer Dom said every time Rugani plays, an angel gets its wings.
And then we play on the 9 and the 12.
There's a typo there. It says Empoli. It's Empoli versus. I don't know what the hell I was doing there.
You found our typo.
Iso Swallow,
Iso Swallow, the iPhone product. So sorry, I must have did this in a rush, but let's pick some games here on round 21.
I'm definitely voting for E. coli to win versus.
Start with Inter and Lots. I'm going to say 3-1 Inter.
Lazio's the only team that beat Inter so far this year, right?
Yeah, I don't care.
I'm saying 2-1 Inter.
3-2 Inter.
I'm going to say 2-1 Lots. Keep it interesting.
Okay.
I'm going to pick the Rome Juventus game, and I'm going to say 3-1 Juventus.
1-1.
I'm gonna
2-2. He's saying draw.
I think 2-1. I don't think Juventus scores more than 2 goals right now. So 2-1.
Juventus.
No, you pick Rome?
Not big Juventus.
So then 1-2.
1-2.
Oh yeah. I'm just yes.
Well, let's say it right because I don't know what you're saying. Who would him pick a game?
I picked already.
I picked one. So
I don't think I did. Right?
What about Torino Fiorentina? That's not a bad one.
That's a good one. I was either thinking that or I was thinking Napoli
Napoli
Sampdoria. I'm going to say Napoli Sampdoria. I'm going to say 2-1 Sampdoria.
Wow.
Condreva, baby.
I don't like
2-1 Napoli.
I'm saying 2-2 draw.
I say 1-0.
Napoli. All right. So what do you want to pick? You want to pick Torino Fiorentina as your game?
Yeah.
What do you say?
1-1.
2-2.
2-1 Fiorentina.
2-2.
3-2. I mean, sorry, 2-3. Fiorentina gets the win.
Okay.
All right, so then you have the 6th and the 9th, and then Monday we'll have tons of games to talk about, more transfers to talk about. This was a fun episode. It's always the most fun I have during the year. Like, subscribe. Let us know who you think are the best.
So Dominic, you're gonna get the score on the newspaper, right?
Yeah. We'll
gonna keep the score.
We'll figure it out.
For you. You're gonna have to keep him down. You're gonna have to write him. But I think that's cool if he sets it up and he writes it.
Yeah.
That was we did the left and the left, and that's it. We're gonna left more, right?
All right.
Yeah, it's true. Keep it alive. All right. Like, subscribe. Was that what you were gonna say, Dan?
I was trying to.
Tell your friends.
YouTube, Twitch, tell your friends. Twitter, Instagram, every podcast thing possible.
Spam every soccer related site with our name and website. Feel free to do it. We don't care.
I mean, our downloads, I'm not going to lie, our downloads are looking pretty nice.
Really quickly, Rick from Australia must have told someone because we got 4 downloads in Australia.
Aren't we up like 400% week over week again in terms of
Yeah,
podcasts?
I mean, we're getting pretty big, guys. The sponsors are coming in soon.
Soon we're going to tell our family members, and then it's really going to blow up.
Anyway, have a good night, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Adios.
Night.